What is up, my friends? So there's like two doll movies. Well, if you're counting Toy Story, three toy movies coming out back to back. We got Annabelle, we got Child's Play, we got Toy Story 4. Today I'm going to talk about Child's Play. That's the movie that just came out, and well, Toy Story came out as well, but I haven't seen it. I'll be seeing it this weekend, so expect a video by then, partner. But let's talk about Child's Play. Now, Child's Play is sort of a reimagining of Child's Play because they are still making Child's Play movies, just not MGM, I think, or Orion, or whatever the case may be. I know that we have the original Chucky still coming out with a TV series, and then we just have this Child's Play. And this Child's Play is more of a modern twist on things. So you don't have a killer who took his soul and put it in a doll and is trying to put his soul into the kid. You just have technology gone bad, pretty much. And what's pretty interesting about this movie, I will say, is that it pretty much says that Chucky became the way he is because of the way he was brought up. He was shown violence, he was shown violent thoughts, and he sort of sucked something of like a sponge that absorbed everything around him, and he became pretty much everything that he saw. So I thought that was a pretty interesting take on the Child's Play, and it made kind of a sort of touching ending, I will say, in a way, even though that might just be like what the hell you're talking about. But let me get to it first. So this movie basically deals with mom and a son, and she's basically like working two jobs or working multiple shifts, I believe. Now they just moved to a new city. The kid is having trouble making friends, and you know, it's just your typical stuff you would see in any other movie, really. And then we see that she pretty much thinks that the answer to everything is to get him the new Buddy doll. Now, what she does not know, and what we saw at the beginning of the film, is that this Buddy doll has been made with no with no barriers or inhibitors on him, so he can cuss, be violent, learn violence. All of this was done because one of the workers at the factory was humiliated and fired by his boss, and then he ultimately did this just to get back, I guess, at everybody, and then killed himself in the process of this. So this is the doll that Andy gets from his mom, and Andy starts to see that this doll isn't like any other doll. We start seeing that it can cuss, it can actually learn a lot of things, and it's actually able to mimic what it sees and does. And Andy is pretty much having fun with him, and I thought it was pretty interesting that we were actually having a sort of bonding moment with Chucky and Andy, where we were like, hey, that doll is pretty cool and stuff, and we're happy to see them happy. And then they start singing the song together, and you're just like, I can totally see this being a good relationship. How's it gonna go wrong? Well, my friends, it goes wrong really fast and really bad. So Andy meets two new friends, and they end up pretty much exhibitioning the doll to everybody, and everybody's like getting amazed by it. Some of the kids are teaching him really bad stuff, like stabbing a fake unicorn, all this, and Andy sees this and he gets a little worried about it, so he takes Chucky away. One night, however, Chucky sees that Andy gets hurt by his cat, and he tries to strangle the cat because he's like, I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, Andy. And Andy's like, whoa, Chucky, take it easy. The cat, he may be like that, but doesn't mean you're gonna kill him. Chucky pretty much just like, oh, but then they're just like, but Andy is having sort of a really rocky relationship with his mom's new boyfriend, and Andy, we see, has a pretty rocky relationship with his mom's boyfriend, and he's pretty much an asshole, as Andy says it many times. So he gets Chucky to scare him multiple times, and he's pretty much an asshole. So we fast forward a little bit, and we see that the guy is like getting testy about how Andy starts to really get pissed off about how Chucky's being pretty aggressive. He tries to stab one of the friends one night when they're watching a horror movie. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So Chucky's just pretty much mimicking what he sees on the TV. And then that's when Andy's like, okay, we can't do this no more. You have to calm down. And then Chucky, pretty much to get back at him, starts showing clips to the boyfriend of Andy, calling him an asshole and that he doesn't like him. Boyfriend gets pissed, tells Andy if he has something to say it to him, ends up shoving Andy onto the bed at a point which Chucky sees, and he gets pissed off because nobody messes with his best friend. So he goes off to kill the boyfriend, who is actually married, has kids and all this. While he's putting up Christmas lights, Chucky just throws him off the ladder, and then he just some lawnmower thing or something over him, and just like his head and everything gets squashed. It's pretty gory, this movie, but it's not gory like it's sort of like B horror type, gore type to it. So yeah, you get the idea of it. Next victim for Chucky ends up being the detective's mom, because when Andy discovers what Chucky has done, him and his friends like destroy him and throw him away in the garbage chute. And then one of the people from the apartment complex, the Jack Black guy, I think that's Jack Black, he gets Chucky and he's gonna flip him, so he starts working on him and he's gonna sell him on eBay. We find out that he's a pervert and has spy cams all over the apartment complex spying on the women, and then we see Chucky come back to life and kill him because he heard that the detective's mom called Andy her new best friend, and he goes off to kill her while pretending to be a new doll for another kid in the same apartment complex, and now he goes by the name of none other than Chode. So yeah, pretty funny movie throughout, I would say. And it's just like it's a movie that you just like. I don't know, like, you know, it's not that good, but it's not that bad either, and it's just right there. It's what Child's Play is supposed to be. So we see that Chucky kills her. The detective's now pissed. This is a lot of people already getting killed, and we have the cheating boyfriend, we have the maintenance worker, now we have the detective's mom, and we see that Andy's starting to catch on that this is Chucky. This is not a new doll. Chucky came back for Andy to take him with him because he wants to be friends with him only. We see on the night of the day of, we see at the midnight release of the new Buddy doll that Chucky has been plotting all this. He kills the manager there, and he pretty much starts to trap everybody and says that they need to get out. He's trying to get Andy, and he's taking control of all the other Buddy dolls. There's even a Buddy bear, which I thought was hilarious. And anyways, everybody else escapes, but Andy's about to escape when he sees that Chucky has his mom, and he goes to find her, and then he sees that he's gonna hang her by lifting her up in a forklift, but Chucky and Andy are having a back and forth. Ultimately, Chucky's about to kill Andy by ripping him open with a knife, as he says, and then Andy figures out the way to stop him by singing the Buddy song. Chucky Sarah has a sort of meltdown because of this, and then Andy has time to like whack him off him. He goes to save his mom. Chucky ends up going with him, and they end up having a struggle on the rope. All of them fall down. Now that they're all on the floor, Andy jumps. He starts stabbing Chucky, and ultimately we think he kills him. Then we see Chucky lunge at him, and luckily the detective, who prior to this we thought was dead from one of the drones like slashing his throat, is actually alive, shoots Chucky, and then Aubrey Plaza, who's playing the mom, comes and just janks the head off. End of Child's Play, as we see the kids beat up the Chucky doll with like sledgehammers, bats, all that stuff, and that's it. That's pretty much it. But we do in fact get a tease towards another Child's Play movie when we see at the end one of the dolls that's being put back into the factory light up. So Keslin says that they are taking all the Buddy dolls back for recall, but who knows what's going to happen next, right? So anyways, I thought that the movie was a pretty great movie. I thought that everything about it was pretty fun, and it's not really your sort of like horror, like I would say like a Hereditary or Exorcist type horror. It's more along the lines of Scream, where things are ironic and we see a lot of like hilarious stuff ensue with the characters, because I thought some of the stuff was pretty funny, like pretty random. Like there's a line where Chucky kills the stepfather, and then he says this is for Tupac, because one of the kids told him to say that when he was stabbing the plushie doll, and I was just like, what does that even mean, you know? So I thought that this movie is pretty great. I'm pretty excited to see what comes in the future installment for this movie. Like, where could they take the next Child's Play movie? Will we see the same band of kids? I think that'd be pretty cool to see. And it sort of had an Stranger Things vibe to it, and it is from some of the producers from it, so I can totally see where that came from. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what the future holds for Child's Play. I think that we're definitely in store for a pretty good treat with these sequels, and I think this whole talking about the future and how it affects us, and that's definitely something I think that this movie is trying to say, is that how we're so modifying our homes with all this technology that we're not aware that how somebody can influence this technology and it will backfire on us, because there's a point with the drivable cars and stuff that it could just be hacked into and then do whatever you want it to do. And also about how R-rated stuff or violence and all this in our society can lead to some minds, because Chucky pretty much plays a sponge, and it's sort of like everything he absorbs in himself is sort of what he sees in our society. So he's become a product of our society, and what does that make? A killer doll. So that's something I thought was pretty interesting for AI in the future, because the AI around us is going to learn from us, and what is it learning if it's coming from us? So yeah, I think a lot of good questions I want to talk about in another video, but this is just talking about what happens in the movie and the ending. So yeah, sequel definitely being set up by that last shot. This movie was a low budget. There is no way they're not going to make their money back, and they're definitely going to make a huge profit. I'm telling you, my theater was packed with people going to go see this movie. I saw a family with Chucky shirts. Can you imagine that? People matching shirts for Chucky. So I'm excited for what the future holds. Let me know your thoughts below. Did you check out this movie? Did you not like it? I definitely give it like a C+. It's not great, but it's definitely not bad. So anyways, your thoughts below. Let me know. As always, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers together. Let's go for it. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Stay positive.